Okay, Janita, hello. This is my feedback from given on March 24th. I was checking and reading your paper. You will receive two documents. One that is going to give you an account of like a summary of what you have, and it is called the final checklist. And here the plan is that we can keep record and that you can also self-evaluate your paper. Initially, I want you to make sure that you totally understand what each section of the research paper what the purpose of each section is, and what are the content. Keep in mind, for example, that the introduction has like some subsections in which once you have to present a research topic, the problem, the research question, the objectives, the rationale, or the justification. With this, here you will see the criteria that we use and that you have to use to self-evaluate your paper. So it's very important that you keep that into consideration. In some minutes I will go to your feedback. The theoretical framework, keep in mind that is the literature review, the state of the art, and the bibliography that you are in a way reading to support your research. Keep in mind that the purpose of this, let's say, framework is to let the audience know about the definitions, working definitions you are using for your research paper. Let's say that collaborative learning has a lot of, let's say, definitions, but in a theoretical framework of a research report, what people do is just considering the definition for them. Same as in the other sections, so I want you to really read the criteria that we have for each one to actually analyze. What I'm sending you now is up to the theoretical framework and research design, but I'm afraid that most of the paper requires a full definition. Number one, the introduction should be complete. Let me go back to your document. Well, so the plan is that you have like a complete definition. So my recommendation is that you check some research reports of your colleagues, or that you also check research reports. So you will see the information that is presented in an introduction. Second one, please make sure that your reader is understanding everything. So if you're talking about the UNAT from the beginning, you have to provide the readers with enough information from the beginning, so readers will actually understand the problem. So the introduction totally needs to be revised, needs to be checked. You will see that there are like some sentences or phrases or words highlighted yellow. It means that there are grammatical problems there. The English that you use in this version is not very academic, so I totally recommend you that you check your English to actually raise a little bit the level and make it more academic. In this way, you cannot present the question. The idea is that you present the question connected with the introduction. So the introduction, that is in which once you are stating the problem, you are actually like given idea what the problem is, so you can actually check and include the question. Same as for the general objective. What else? Well, the rest of the document, you will see that my comments, so they are detailed comments regarding presentation or regarding the content. In the theoretical framework, I think that you have to actually consider the components that you're having here. Are all of them needed? Is that what you want to do in the research? So there were more questions after what I have here. When I was reading these, I was wondering whether the strategy is screencast or the strategy is to give students direct feedback by the use of a tool. What I personally think is that screencast is only the tool. Ink in this moment is only the tool. There can be many other different tools. So I think that there must be like a switch in the presentation of this technological tool. An important issue that you have here is giving feedback. how to give feedback, how to give an efficient and an effective feedback to your students, and a feedback that is actually valuable for them, and in a way effective and easy for teachers. So I think that it should be even one of the first constructs that you have to present, because your project goes into this area, how to provide students effectively. The second issue that you are discussing is the grammatical accuracy. In grammatical accuracy, I would suggest that you actually select which items do you want to actually see that your students are improving. What I saw here is, well, certain definitions, and after that you start like giving a lot of examples. It means that you are going to pay attention just to these cases. What exactly are you paying attention in this area? So you have to give what will be your working definition, what aspects will you consider, etc. Then we come to descriptive writing. That is another important issue of the paper. So you have to actually describe screencast. The scenario is the virtual courses. So I think that there must be like a section that you actually describe what online education is, so you can include all the information about your virtual course, the purpose of the course, etc. And I see that the screencast is just the tool to be used. I have included here 3 or 4 different studies that I found related. So I would like you to check them to see if they are of any, let's say, use to your research. So, well, I think that you are on a good track. Okay, the research question, let's see. To what extent using a screencast as a strategy for feedback can improve grammatical accuracy in writing? Yeah, we can discuss this. What is exactly the organization of this research question? Is it that you want to just give the emphasis to this technology in order to give feedback? Or is it that you want to find a way to give direct feedback to students? So that's something that we have to discuss and that we can organize. But again, my personal concern is that the tool is probably not the strategy. The strategy that you want to give is direct feedback as a way to actually help the students with your feedback, especially in an online environment. The purpose won't be to identify students' grammatical accuracy here. No, the purpose is to improve it through the feedback. So you need to actually have certain records on how students are improving after your feedback. Yeah, of course you will be using a screencast as a way to give feedback. So this is not a specific objective. Probably, if you want to go to this compare and describe, so you have to actually see what is first. Initially, it can be that you describe, and after that you can compare. I'm not certain if you're talking about describing and comparing, is that because you will have 2 moments. A moment in which once you will give students any traditional feedback, as you usually do it, plain, and you test that. And simultaneously you will do the one with a screencast. It would be awesome, and that would be part of the research design. Or is it, so it is not clear, this issue of comparing and describing comes. So this section should be actually reorganized, and they should be kind of better outlined. Okay? Well, dear, so I also used your tool. So the plan is that I will continue reading and finishing your paper and giving you feedback, and we can plan the next meeting. You know that agendas are a little bit tight. I was here in the research design. No way that you present the research design in this way. Information is incomplete, is poorly presented, so no way to show it. And you have to be more careful, especially in this part, when you are talking that you are doing actual research or that you're doing a comparative study, you have to support it from the theory and your study. So that's something that you have to actually do. The context has to be really, really organized. I would say that you can make it from general to a specific, and I think that you can actually identify what is the UNAT, what is the language program at the UNAT, and you can talk about your course and you can talk about the activities that you actually chose. Because a lot of information that is still not clear for a reader and it is not well developed. Be careful with the development of paragraphs. You are including one sentence and that sentence is a paragraph. Everything has to be connected. So my strongest suggestion to reorganize the paper is to outline sections, outline the paper, so you will see how everything is tied. Okay, these diagrams, there must be any other way that you can present this information, because definitely the presentation is not the best one. And let's say that so far is where I have been reading, and I have to continue reading in order to give you feedback. But just I can see the same issues, short paragraphs, probably that we need to identify what those surveys presentation, even for a draft, you have to be very careful with that. Things like this, what it means for the process, etc., etc. I like the inclusion of this kind of diagrams because it actually gives readers like an organization. So, Dianita, feel free to give me some other times so we can actually identify in the next time. I hope that with my video and my comments you can actually redo. Please do not include these pictures, type them if it is necessary, and tell them, because when you change this into PDF, they won't look kind of fine. So all of these have to be in a way typed, so it would be better. Okay, what else can I tell you? Well, I am in the process of reading and giving you feedback, but okay, your paper now has started in the process of reading, writing, feedback, improving, and it will take some time. So I hope that you don't get discouraged, but you get more energy to actually continue working and more energy to actually, let's say, have your final research report, okay?